Hello again, dear friends, singers, students, musicians. My name is Dmitry Gishpling-Chernov. I'm an operatic tenor and a vocal coach. And here's another vocal tip. And this time I want to talk a little bit about sensitive subject for some singers, about falsetto, about countertenors, about voce mista, about Kopfstimme, and whatever you want to call it, because there are so many names and so much confusion about quite a simple thing. So I get very often a question from students and online about falsetto, voce di petto, the chest voice, and countertenors. Especially, there is this kind of belief that countertenor is a special register that almost a God gift to a very rare amount of men, and this voice is some kind of unique voice which is not chest and not falsetto and so on. So I will tell you here definitely my opinion about it. Everything I say is my opinion. Physically, there are two types of voice that exist. Voce di petto, the chest voice, the voice we speak, men, and some women, and falsetto, which is another way of vocal cord closure. Women use it, they also have it, but the name falsetto historically means men doing this voice, producing this voice, from the word falso in Italian, which is fake. But there is nothing negative about it. We will call it the name falsetto, the historical name of it. I mean, this kind of voice, because I can talk like this, and this is exactly this closure, this is falsetto. And I can talk like this, which is my chest voice. And the same with singing. I can sing with my speaking voice, and we can go up and stretch it up to whatever you can get. And I can sing on my falsetto voice. And this voice I can also develop, cultivate, and basically countertenor is a man singing on falsetto. Obviously some men have better falsetto, more beautiful, more powerful, some don't. The range, everything is like the chest voice, it's very individual. But it's important to remember, countertenor voice is a falsetto voice of a man. It's not some kind of special mixture, it's not some kind of special God gift, it's nothing like this. As an example, I am a tenor, I don't have a developed falsetto voice, but let's try it. From countertenor repertoire, pure falsetto. Why I'm showing you this? And the same with chest. Ombra mai fu. Why am I showing you this? Because there is an interesting point here. Since by many people mistakenly, countertenor is considered as some kind of special, different voice, and many countertenors do like to spread this kind of, fairy tale. They sing, many of them, not all of them, but many of them sing actually with a very poor vocal technique, because the falsetto voice is much easier and much simpler to sing than chest voice. A lot of singers, male singers who hear me will know it. You can notice sometimes for chest voice, really go to the passaggio and up, you really need to warm up. Falsetto will work like this as you wake up in the morning without any warm-up. In my case, it's exactly the same. So falsetto, it's also not a full closure, it's a sides of the vocal cord closure, so it's much easier, which is great. The thing is that because of that, many countertenors sing kind of naturally with what they have, a little bit of respiration, a little bit something, but they sing with a very high larynx, with a very flat white voice, and that's how they sing. The thing is, the falsetto, we can apply the same technique as we apply to voce di petto. And this way, falsetto will sound much richer, more like women, much stronger, much more resonating, and not thin and small. There's another thing here with coloraturas, finding the balance between the size of the voice and coloraturas. This is something different, but I'm talking generally that this kind of thing exists. And I can show you the difference, okay? I can apply falsetto almost without breathing and with a high larynx or medium high larynx position, and I will sound, let's test the same ombra mai fu. It requires a lot of movement here to create a fake space. I will make a video, by the way, about fake space. You will find it right here. What is fake space? So, and that's why many of them, you will notice that they do stuff like a lot of kind of stress in the muscles. They really do, and the mouth will be also like and all this kind of stuff. You will see everything moving and kind of stiff on the same time, and the voice is going to be like this, just a high pitch resonance. Look how you can do it differently. Again, I'll show you. This is thin. This is without much technique. Vibrato, fake space. Or here I'm applying more of my chest voice technique. I put the larynx down, I really breathe and give the voice some kind of a bit of air pressure. I open a bit more and I release my face. Again, feel the difference. I don't know if the mic shows it because the difference in the room is very big. VS. What am I trying to explain? That if a person has naturally good falsetto, strong falsetto, big range and so on, and he wants to sing countertenor, he needs to study and to have the approach very similar to chest voice bel canto classical approach. Okay? That way, he will take his falsetto sometimes almost to a level of a good female voice, by volume, by richness of the colors, by the abilities, and by the freedom and the projection to the concert hall. This kind of voice, and I know voices like this, I don't want to name people, I don't want to offend anybody, not to this side and not to that side, but there are strictly voices who mostly sing Barocco, who are very tiny, and I hear them as a vocal coach many times as undeveloped. I hear the voice, I see what they're doing, and from my experience as a teacher, I know internally what could it sound like if they would develop a good vocal technique, which is not different from the chest voice technique. As an example, good soprano or good mezzo, she sings with the same technique that we do, okay? She uses her, let's call it, for the case, falsetto, okay? And she goes there with this enormous voice, we know, and she goes also to the chest voice sometimes, and then she sounds almost like a man. Because definitely we have more or less the same voices, okay? So, as a summary, if you want to be a countertenor, first be honest with yourself. You're going to be a man singing with falsetto voice. Don't fall into fairy tales or technical inaccuracy, pretending that it's something very different and something special. Develop your falsetto voice. You have a good falsetto voice by nature. You want to sing countertenor? Great. Develop it. And second, develop it as bel canto classical singing, with support, with respiration, with lower larynx and stable larynx position, with released face and relaxed muscles. A video about face muscles during singing right here, quite important. And don't fall into this kind of routine, I would say, of some almost a movement in music which sings only barocco. Don't develop the voice. You're going to sing with a little thin 10% of what you have. While when you study good and correctly and develop your falsetto as a chest voice, you will still be able to make adjustments and sing barocco and sing whatever you want, but your voice will have totally different quality, as some, I would say very few countertenors I've heard have. So, subscribe to my channel. I have much more vocal tips for you. For any collaboration, you're welcome to write me in private for coaching or for any questions. And good voice, sing well, and see you on the next one.